8. Managing commerce. Up to this point, we've talked mostly about the design and presentation issues of direct response website building, with an eye kept at all times on the bottom line of converting viewers into customers, of course. But now it's important to remember one vital fact. The business of direct response website design isn't ultimately design, but business. In this chapter, we'll talk about the money side of that business, how to integrate and manage your website's commerce system, how to keep your account books in the black, and most importantly, how to bridge the gap between the online portion of your business and the offline portion, how to translate web sales into a healthy revenue stream and hopefully healthy profits to go with it. Online commerce and offline banking. The basic premise behind online commerce systems is simple. You sign up for the service, and the service creates an account for you, much like a bank. You can then add funds to your account by any number of methods, transferring money from your account, charging a credit card, or selling products and receiving payments. In order to get your money offline, you can either use a debit card linked directly to your account on the commerce system, or you can link your online account to an offline bank account, allowing you to transfer money freely between the two accounts, with a necessary time delay, of course. This model of commerce won't be followed in exactly this way by every commerce system. Of course, check the policies of your particular commerce system to get specific information for you. If you coded your own commerce system, it'll be a matter between you and your bank, of course. The basic premise is simple, yes, but in terms of actual implementation, there are some complicated details. Being aware of and working around these details is going to be the key to success for any good online commerce operation. And as we've said, if you're going to sell products online, you need a good online commerce operation. One important issue is the time delay in transferring your money from your online account to your offline account. Not a major issue much of the time. The actual delay is anywhere from 1 to 4 business days. But at certain critical moments, if you need your money close to the end of the month in order to pay rent on an office space or to pay bandwidth costs, for example, it can become a problem. So make sure that you take into account the time delay when you're scheduling payments or purchases according to your business plan. Or make sure that you have a debit card or other payment option from your commerce system, eliminating the time delay altogether. Another issue that hopefully won't be an issue in the future is the problem of online security. We talked about this in terms of your website earlier in the book, but it's also vital to think about it in terms of your commerce system bank account and your bank account in general. Again, we talked earlier about how commerce systems that you design yourself need to be secure enough to protect you and your customers from hackers, which not only give your business a bad name, but could wipe out your entire balance in minutes. Commerce systems that you design yourself don't have as much of a problem in this regard. Usually, a large staff of people exists to protect the integrity of online accounts. Depending on your protection policy, however, this can create new problems that you'll need to be aware of. Certain online commerce systems take extremely harsh measures when dealing with compromised accounts. Not only is your account locked and all of the balance within it seized, but the balance of any bank account linked to your online account is seized as well. This makes some amount of sense. If hackers can access your online account, they can just as easily access any linked offline accounts through bank transfers. And if you follow up with your commerce system on any identity theft or hacking issues, you can often get the balances returned to you. But following up takes some time, and in some cases, serious identity theft cases, you may not be able to get the money back at all. So you'll need to integrate your bank account and your online account in such a way as to protect yourself from disaster, in a rare event, of course, but one that can wipe out your business if you aren't careful. The simplest measure is this. Set up 2 offline bank accounts for any online commerce system you're using. Link only one of those bank accounts to your online account. Whenever you receive payment online, transfer it to your linked offline account immediately, and then transfer it from your linked offline account to your other account, which has no direct link to the online part of your business. Even if your account is compromised and your account's locked or seized, you can still keep your money safe so that it can keep your business running. Better yet, Check out your online commerce system and its account integrity policies thoroughly before you sign up and commit your business to it. Shipping issues. One of the problems that online businesses face is the problem of product shipping. If your business doesn't deal with physical products, skip to the next section. It's one thing to sell a product in a store, of course. The customer sees it, looks it over, buys it, and takes it with him. But selling products online introduces a whole new range of concerns. How can you make sure that the product remains undamaged from your warehouse to your customer's door? How will you handle shipping costs? And how will you communicate with your shipping employees, if you have some, whenever you get a new sale, so as to minimize the amount of time between the customer's order and the receipt of the product? The first concern is more a function of the shipping method you choose than anything else. Choose a reputable carrier and be willing to pay any necessary money for secure shipping if your product is in any way fragile. Furniture or hand-blown glassware, for example, need an extra level of security that something like a CD or new hammer doesn't. Whatever the fragility of your product, you always want to pay whatever it takes in order to track your shipments as they make their way to your customers. The key to online commerce is trust. Trust that your product is valuable to customers, and the customers trust that you'll give them value for their money and that you'll get the product to them in a timely, secure fashion. It's inevitable that problems with shipping will happen from time to time, and the more successful your business gets, the more products you ship, the more likely it becomes that you'll fall victim to one of these shipping problems. So pay to track your shipments. Make sure that if the worst happens, you can find the product, get it back on track, and maintain that level of trust with your satisfied customer. Handling shipping costs is another important matter. Many online commerce systems give you the option to automatically add shipping costs onto any order, either by adding a flat fee onto the purchase price of any product or by adding a percentage of the total price of the product. The better option is almost always the first one. That way, you can figure out exactly how much it typically costs to ship a product with tracking paid for and charge customers only that amount. This protects you from charges of hidden costs, make sure that you're not losing money on product shipments, and simplifies your ultimate accounting procedures. Instead of having to determine what percentage of each transaction is devoted to shipping, you can simply deduct the shipping fee from all products when you enter net revenue into your accounting system. For overseas orders, make sure that you deal directly with customers on a case-by-case basis. Overseas shipping is widely expensive, and there's simply no way to program even the most complicated commerce system to take into account variable rates to every country on Earth. Make sure that overseas customers know how to deal with you directly by mentioning it on your main page before the customer even clicks the purchase link. Don't waste their time by making them start the transaction and then cancel it once they realize the prohibitive overseas shipping costs. The problem of communicating each new sale to your shipping department is obviously easy if you're the shipping department. If your business is large enough that you have an actual warehouse or shipping employee, however, you'll need to make sure that they're notified as quickly as possible of each new sale as it gets processed. One solution is to set up an automatic message forwarding system to send all order receipts from your commerce system to your shipping department as soon as they come into your mailbox, or simply make all order receipts go directly to the shipping department, who are then responsible for forwarding them back to you so that you can do the accounting. There are other methods, and the one you choose will depend on what works best for your specific business organization, but it's crucial to have some method for communicating orders to the right people as soon as they happen. It improves the overall efficiency of your business, makes customers happier, and in the long run, allows your business to grow. Software piracy and fighting it. If your product isn't physical in nature, a new font, a piece of digital art, or a software suite, for example, then shipping issues don't enter into the equation. What does enter into the equation is the problem of piracy. The great virtue of information economy is that its products require very little in the way of production costs to distribute. All you have to do is pay the bandwidth costs necessary to send the file to your customers. But the great vice of an information economy is exactly the same thing. Files on a computer can be produced so easily that stealing your product is as simple as finding a way to download it without your knowledge. As anyone involved in the music industry already knows, this is a problem under any circumstances, of course, but it becomes an exponentially greater problem with time. If one person downloads your product without your knowledge, that isn't a serious issue. If that person then posts your product on a public file server or peer-to-peer network, however, then hundreds of people can download it, which is a very, very serious issue for you. So you need to take measures to prevent piracy. A full discussion of that is outside the scope of this book, of course, but here are a few ideas. Never provide a direct download link for your product, meaning never link to the product's file on any server. Use redirect techniques to keep people from knowing exactly where your product is on the internet and from them disseminating that information. A good coder can help you with this. Only make your product available in an encrypted form and require customers to enter a code in order to unlock the content. Customers can then download the product freely. You'll just be selling the code to unlock the freely downloadable file. Require customers to register your product and digitally mark their file once they register it with you. This is basically the same technique used to combat physical theft, putting unique serial numbers on the product. This way, if you start seeing pirated copies of your content on the internet, you can check the pirated copy against your records, determine who distributed the full version of your product, and take whatever measures are necessary. To reinvest or not to reinvest? The answer to the question of to reinvest or not to reinvest is simple. Reinvest. That is, reinvest as much as you can to keep the business profitable for yourself. If your online business is your sole source of income, reinvesting all of your money is not a good idea. But if you're starting your online business in addition to a day job, definitely reinvest as much of the profits as you can into improving your business. The logic behind this is simple. The more money you put into your business, the faster it can start to grow. If you improve your website server or pay for a new commerce system or redesign, you can improve your customers' experience at your site, which makes them more likely to buy your product and improve your business. If you refine the product itself, then you make it more attractive to customers and boost sales even more. It may even lead to a new idea or an expanded product line down the road. Taking the profits for yourself beyond your basic expenses is an attractive option, of course, and usually the reason we go into business in the first place. But putting the money you make back into your business allows you to make more money eventually, to increase your overall profits, and to keep your customers coming back, extending the life of your business significantly and keeping the revenue stream steady. A central tenet of modern capitalism is that if your business isn't growing, it's failing. Make sure that your business grows by putting as much money back into it as you can. Above all, put money into promotion for your site and your product, a topic which we'll cover in more detail in the next chapter. 9. Promoting your site. By this point, you have your product ready to ship or distribute. You have your site and sales letter online. You've got your commerce system in order. In theory, you've got everything you need in order to start selling products and making some money. The problem, however, is that you can now sell products only in theory. In order to sell your product in practice, you'll have to get people to actually visit your site so that all your careful design work and sales writing can have their effect and turn visitors into customers. And in order to do that, you'll need to learn how to promote your site. Basics of direct response website promotion. Promoting any website means promoting the website address. In traditional advertising, you can promote your business perfectly well by promoting its name, products, or business description, as long as you give customers an easy way to get in touch with you, of course. In online advertising, all of those attributes should be included within your website, leaving you only the method of contacting you, the link to promote. A link is not only your digital phone number, but with a well-designed website, it is an advertisement in and of itself. Direct response website promotion still follows this basic rule, but varies it to some extent, pushing it more in the direction of traditional advertising. This is because with direct response marketing, you're not ultimately selling your website to people, from which they can then order any products you have to offer. You're selling the product itself. The website is only a means to an end. And if you simply market your link without any information about the product you're selling, your customers aren't necessarily going to be interested in your product once they get to your site, making the work that your site has to do much harder. The simplest solution is simply to market your link as a short description of your product. A typical link might look like this: http://yoursite.com. People click on the link, go to your site, and your promotion is successful. A direct response link should instead look like this: New foo from your company at yoursite.com in natural language. When people click on those words, set up the link to take them to your site. This way you get two benefits for the price of one. Your URL is still being mentioned, raising the possibility that people will remember it and type it in independently in the future. But you're also letting customers know what you're selling before they even get to your site. If you have the opportunity to give a brief description as well as your link, take it. These descriptions shouldn't be on the same order of complexity as your website is, of course, but in a sentence or two, you can get across to customers the basic nature of your product, a notable feature, and possibly a price, which, if it's low enough, may spark interest all on its own. This makes your link more attractive to customers, making them more likely to click on it, and once they click on it, if you've done your job right, they'll be infinitely more likely to purchase your product. Direct advertising. Just as there are two types of website, direct response website and traditional websites, there are two types of website marketing: direct marketing and indirect marketing. Direct marketing is the simpler form. Make your link available to as many people as you can. The easiest way to do this is just to distribute your link to any of your online contacts. This has a few advantages. No one is likely to be upset with you for marketing, and you'll probably get a few sales just on the strength of the personal connection. The disadvantage, however, is massive. No matter how many people you keep in touch with on a daily basis, you always have a much, much larger group of people who could buy your product if only they knew about it. So relying on your contacts alone is obviously not a good overall strategy. A more effective option is to post your link on various forums, blogs, on sites. This reaches a large number of people and allows you to target your marketing to the people most likely to buy your product. A graphic design forum, for example, would be a good place to promote your graphic software package. A blog about handcrafted art would be a good place to promote your wood carvings. A website devoted to literary reviews would be a good place to promote your book. Any number of options exist, depending on your product and the people most likely to buy it. The disadvantage to this type of direct marketing, however, is the problem of reputation. Directly placing your link in as many places as possible may give you a much larger pool of potential customers, but if done improperly, it can easily give you and your business a bad name. At best, this makes it impossible to promote on a single forum. At worst, people will start actively disparaging you, your business, and your product on other forums, giving you a bad name before people even see your link. The solution to this problem is to follow general rules of good online behavior. This means don't post your links in places unrelated to your product. Don't interrupt forum conversations in progress in order to promote your product. Be careful when promoting your product in forums that you don't regularly visit. Read the forum policies and act accordingly. Don't react negatively if anyone disparages you or your product after you make a link available. Talk to the person publicly if you can, and respond to their criticism. This not only negates any resentment that exists towards you, but actually gives you something of a positive reputation as a reasonable person, which makes forum dwellers more likely to buy your product. One easy workaround to the problem of etiquette is to promote your product passively, simply by participating in a forum or discussion. Most forums or blogs have a signature option that's appended to any posts you make on that forum or comments on that blog. Simply include your website link in that signature and comment formally on the forum, referring to your product only when it's appropriate to do so. You're not calling attention to your link by doing this, but you are making it available online, and that's going to result in some site traffic and some purchases. Indirect advertising. Indirect advertising involves one of the following: getting people to promote your product for you, promoting your product on wide-reaching advertising networks. This has the advantage of making your link available to even more people than direct marketing can reach, even if you're posting on widely traveled forums or highly trafficked blogs. Each of these can reach a good number of people, true, but they're still limited by the number of people who can visit those forums or blogs on a regular basis. What's more, the number of blogs or forums you visit is limited by your own searches and your own ability to think up new places to promote your product. With indirect marketing, you can promote to a far wider audience without having to think about each individual blog, forum, or other venue for promotion. You can do all of that work automatically, or you can get other people to do it for you. There are many ways to get people to promote your work for you. The obvious way, of course, is just to ask people to do it, or to hire a permanent marketing employee whose job is to find potential opportunities for promotion and post your link. A better way, however, might be to offer incentives, a discount on your product, for example, if a certain number of sales can be traced to a customer's marketing efforts. This means that you might take a loss or simply break even on one sale, but it means a guaranteed number of other sales at full price, plus some publicity for your site and company for future expansions of your site or product line. You might also offer incentives for bringing people to visit your site with a higher threshold. 100 referred visitors would equal 1 discount, for example. This can be problematic if those visitors don't actually buy the product, of course, but if you've done your work well when building the site, you can convert a good number of those visitors into paying customers and still come out ahead on the deal. You can also promote your link indirectly by making use of advertising networks. Google Ads is one of the largest networks currently available and can be doubly advantageous for you in that you get a certain amount of money if people click on your link on the top of the money you'll get if those same people buy your product. Other marketing networks like Project Wonderful can publish your link on a wide variety of sites for a nominal cost, with the cost depending on the average traffic on the site. If you have the money to invest in paying for advertising, and if your site is good enough to convert visitors into customers, then this can be an excellent option for promoting your site. Affiliate marketing. Outside of promoting your link, you can still make some headway on the internet by selling your product directly through affiliate marketing networks. Affiliate networks sell your product directly through their website, taking a small percentage per sale, usually about 8%. The advantage of this, however, is the ability to set commissions for people who market your product for you. If an affiliate's marketing efforts result in a sale, they'll receive a portion of the money from that sale, giving them a strong incentive to market your product in ways that will be useful to you. The real benefit of affiliate networks is their cost effectiveness for the business owner. You don't have to pay to publish your link to an extremely wide audience unless you actually make money as a result of your affiliate's efforts. If you don't sell any additional products through affiliate marketing, you don't lose any additional money. Depending on the commission you offer, however, this could be either very useful or very problematic. A 22% commission, for example, means that you'd be paying out 30% of your product's price for every sale and only keeping 70%. This also means that much of your careful site design work isn't being used, but used in conjunction with other advertising methods. You can sell your product to a much wider audience, still make a profit, and increase the overall visibility and reputation of your business for any eventual expansion. We've given you a number of potential strategies for promoting your product in this chapter. Don't think, however, that the key to successful promotion is simply to choose the most effective of these strategies. The key to successful promotion is to use all of these strategies as often as possible to distribute your link to friends and to directly promote your link on sites and forums while still paying for some wider range advertising or affiliate networking. The more strategies you use, the more people you reach, and the more sales you get. And if you follow our advice about reinvesting your profits whenever you can, you'll eventually achieve one of the most enjoyable signs of success: the ability to expand your business. We'll talk briefly about this in our next and final chapter. 10. Expanding your business. If you followed our advice to this point, congratulations! You've mastered site design, managing the bridge between online business and offline accounting and shipping, and promoting your site. At this point, your business is either successful or it's well on its way to being successful, and you've earned it. The big question that this chapter seeks to address is, what's next? How can you expand your site or expand your business to take advantage of any other products you might have? How might you improve your site to do more business in the future with your existing product? We'll look briefly at both these possibilities in order to give you some ideas. Expanding and improving your site. If your business is already successful enough to warrant expansion, then you probably did something right with the initial design and layout of your website. There are any number of reasons that you might be unhappy with your current website, however. Maybe you ran out of money for design costs and weren't able to implement some of your favorite ideas. Maybe you've noticed a significant problem in the basic layout of your site that you wish you could fix. Or maybe you're tired with paying service charges to your commerce system and you want to design your own and integrate it into your site. These are changes that you know for certain that you need to make, and now that you have the money and the time, you should make them. The problem, however, is to identify changes that you don't know that you should make, but that would immensely improve the efficiency, look, and conversion rate of your site. In order to identify these changes and decide whether or not to make them, you'll want to have some feedback from your customers. One improvement that you should always make in order to get that feedback is to provide your customers with some means of talking to you about your site and suggesting changes. An easy way to do that is to include a comment section in your commerce system or in some unobtrusive part of your site, allowing customers to leave their thoughts about your design and overall site. You might also email some of your satisfied customers and solicit their ideas for site improvements. They've used the site after all, and they know from experience what you might need to change. Either of these options is workable as long as you keep the basic principles of direct response in mind before making any changes or before implementing a feedback system that ultimately distracts new customers from buying your product. Whatever improvements you choose to make, try to use the same coder that you used before unless there were significant problems with that person. They'll know your site from the ground up, which means that they know what changes to make and how to make those changes, and they'll be more than willing to work with you. Expanding your product line. In a traditional online commerce model, expanding your product line is simple. All you have to do is develop all of the materials you need to effectively market your product, expand your website to include those materials, and promote your new product in much the same way as you promoted the old one. But adding a new product when your website model is based on direct response is more complicated. Remember our basic rules about direct response marketing. Don't distract customers from your product with unnecessary information or external links. Don't attract unnecessary traffic to your page, and keep your website simple by putting no more than 3 clicks between your front page and the start of the purchasing process. A new product on your existing site makes it much more difficult to follow these basic rules. Your new product will necessarily distract people from your old product, will raise the bandwidth cost for your existing product without converting that higher traffic into sales, and will make your site more complicated to navigate. So in order to expand your product line, you need to get creative and think about investing a bit more money. Fortunately, the successful marketing of your first product should mean that you have that money to invest. There are 2 basic options. Build a new direct response site for your new product. Build a new front page at a separate URL for your business and link to both of your products from that front page. Whichever of these you choose, you'll need to build a new direct response site for the new product in order to achieve the same results. If you choose the latter option, you may need to do some work on your existing site as well in order to preserve the 3-click rule. A front page, whatever its merits, adds an extra click to your total before the customer can purchase the product. What all of this gives you, however, is an easy way to promote all of your products while promoting your overall company as well. You can promote the link to your front page in order to promote your entire product line and raise awareness of your company, while you can still promote your existing products directly to targeted markets. If you're willing to do the work, it can be a win-win situation. Ultimately, how you expand your business is up to you. And that's the beauty of direct response website marketing. The ability to convert viewers into sales gives you an excellent revenue stream, which gives you a decent stake of money, which gives you the power to decide whatever you want to do in your life and with your business. And if you follow our advice, you'll have that power and you'll be a success at direct response website marketing.